Alright, so let's talk about Noobs Want To Live. This is a roguelike survivors game, which is a pretty popular genre now, where you control characters who automatically attack while you move them around maps and enemies trying not to die. So is it worth playing, or is it just another bad Vampire Survivors clone? I'm going to be giving you a quick summary on how the game works, then my final thoughts on who I think should be interested in picking up Noobs Want To Live. Let's get started. The game released on February 13th. It's currently going for $5 US, and you can play it on Steam PC. Moving on to the story and setting, well, there's not really much of a story. It's just a bunch of unique characters with quick comic book sequence openings. For example, you have like a nameless hero, a Porky Doggo, and you have the beauty who wants to try to get the attention of the nameless hero, and so on, those types of characters. With this being a roguelike survivors, you could expect the game loop to be similar to lots of others in the genre, where your goal is to survive for a certain amount of time, multiple difficulties, meta upgrading, and lots of auto attacking. Each character you unlock is unique, they have different stats, and you can upgrade, for example, HP, their shield. You can get things like dexterity, which increases crit rates, crit damage. Upgrade your perception to increase your movement speed and your pickup range. Yin and yang, which is a special sort of stat which increases your HP and stuff. And yeah, there's a lot. Each character has their unique starting skills, and you're going to be getting new skills as you play each run. You attack enemies to level up and upgrade stats, and then when you pick up enough gold and silver, you can buy new skills which go into one of your 6 slots. You start off from choosing one random one from any tier 1, and there's lots of different types. For example, physical attacks, buffs, magic, and my favorite, summoning. Each skill that you get will auto attack with a cooldown. You can re-roll using gold and upgrade from tier 1 to 2 to 3, 4, and even 5 with more silver. You can find more upgrades of the same one you have, or find unique ones at those levels. There's lots of synergies, which if you find 2 correct ones, they auto combine and you get a permanent buff until you remove one of those skills. You're going to be fending off waves and waves of enemies, survive armies, bosses. Then, win or lose, you're going to be getting talent points to help you out in future runs, lots of characters to unlock, and then guess what? You're just going to be repeating all of that. Okay, so I really like the survivors game sort of genre. It really blew up over the last years. It's not like 100% new, but it really got popular with Vampire Survivors. It's very simple and lots of replayability. I'm going to be giving you some good and bad about this game. Let's start with the good stuff. So I really love the skills and the different choices you're going to be making in this game. All the characters are unique with many different starting stats, which do make them a lot better with certain builds, but you can almost make any character do anything. You're not always locked into the different skills as well. Once you pick up a skill and you don't like it, you can simply remove it by upgrading the tier, or maybe switching out synergies. But it's very versatile and you're not locked in. The discovery of finding synergies really keeps things fresh. There is a lot of them. Now, you may not like certain skills, and they become OP once you find certain combinations though. For example, one might suck balls, but then you can add piercing to it, make one that's very weak have a gigantic AoE, and so on. There's a ton of unlocks and achievements. Now, the only thing you're actually unlocking though are more characters, but there's over 100 or so achievements in the game which do give you more talent points. They give you the exact text and how to do so. You're just always getting more upgrades, which keeps things, well, engaging. I like how the games are relatively fast. If you played something like Vampire Survivors, like it's either going to be 30 minutes or 15 minutes on a fast mode. But with this game, it starts off with 6 minutes on the difficulty 1, difficulty 2 is 9 minutes, then 12 minutes, then 15 minutes. I really like the graphics. It's pretty funny. It took a little bit to get used to, but I do like the Paper Mario cardboard cutout sort of thing, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. I mean, there's a dog you can pick as a character who actually has a poop attack. It attacks, you can heal with it, and the enemies that pop up, they're just cute and funny. Let's move on to some of the bad stuff though. I would say the game is way too easy at the beginning. It only gets good at around maybe difficulty 3+ and the ancient map. The music in the game is decent, but it does get monotonous fast, especially because there's only like one map type. I ended up muting it and playing the Vampire Survivor soundtrack instead. So yeah, as mentioned, there's only one map essentially. The difficulties, 1, 2, 3, they add more enemies and bosses, and yeah, there is the last ancient map, but it's basically the same size, same enemies, just a little bit more of them, and yeah, different colors. So the one map, it kind of hinders it. Ooh, and there's partial controller support on keyboard. First, there's no remapping, there's no controller layout to see what you can do, so you have to kind of experiment by pressing things to see what they do. I did try with controller, and it works somewhat, and you do get used to it only after you know what the heck's available, and you just gotta keep pressing buttons and experimenting, but it is playable. And to nitpick a little bit more things, the comic opening for each character that they have in the story, it's not in English. You can see what's going on and it looks fun. I just, I wish I could read what was going on. And with this sort of game, there might not be a lot of updates coming in, but overall I think it's a pretty decent package. So with the good and the bad, I just want to say Noobs Want To Live is a great survivors game. There's tons of replayability. There's perfect difficulty once you get a little further in. The achievement hunting, unlocking characters, meta upgrades. It has a very unique take on the building skills and synergies where you're always deciding what to change out. You're always upgrading. Lots of different builds to try. Lots of characters to do the combinations with. I think it's an amazing price point as well for the kind of game that you play. It's simple, relatively simple. But with this being a survivors game, the replayability is very, very high. $5 freaking, and I picked it up on a 15% sale because I got it like the first hour it came out. I think this is a definite buy if you are into the survivors genre. That simple. Alright, so I'm going to end it here. If you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you want to see my playthrough, I'll be uploading it on the MabiVsGames 2 channel, which is my Let's Play channel. But let me know down below, do you like this game? What don't you like? Did you pick this up? Maybe there's something here I didn't mention that you want other people to know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.